Hi everybody, my name is Olena Palatnik and I'm regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Now we are gonna proceed with talking about one of the new program that isn't yet been even launched, but you have to know about it because you may have pretty good chances in immigration under this specific stream. So as long as everybody is monitoring and looking forward into rural and northern immigration pilot and Manitoba provincial nominee program streams and other streams like that, there is a new pathway that is quite silent, and we're gonna inform you on the major factors and major criteria of this program. Today we're going to talk about Ontario Regional Immigration Pilot. This is a new pilot which is formed under the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program. This program has been created in order to facilitate immigration into smaller cities, into rural area of Ontario province. This program wants applicants to submit applications to the specific cities where they may be in demand according to their education, experience, language abilities, and stuff like that. So the Regional Immigration Pilot of Ontario has 3 cities that can assist you and support you in your immigration pathway. Among those cities, there are Chatham-Kent, cities of Belleville and Quinte West, and City of Cornwall. Under this video, we will leave the website link to the governmental website from where you can follow the city's information and see the updates of the program. The structure of the program would be quite similar to Atlantic Immigration Pilot in rural and northern, I suppose, which means that first you will have to find an employer that will issue you a job offer inside these cities. And then furthermore, you will be nominated and supported and reviewed by the committee of the specific city in this province. And if you are approved as a candidature, you will be able to submit your application towards Ontario nomination. In this occasion, first and foremost, what you need to do is to satisfy the basic requirements of the program from one side and to find an employer from the other side. To satisfy the basic requirements, what you need is, first, you need educational credentials assessment, which is the procedure that you need to do if you have not done so now, which takes approximately 3-4 months usually. And it means that you have to take your original native educational documents and transcripts and send them to the Canadian designated organization that is to evaluate your education towards the Canadian equivalent and give you the certificate that is valid for immigration purposes for 5 years. And this certificate will state, for example, if you had a bachelor's degree from your country, the certificate will state that according to Canadian system of education, it is approximately the same bachelor's degree. If you don't have educational credentials assessment certificate, in most cases you are unable to submit your application towards immigration process because this is one of the most required documents in the 99% of immigration programs and pathways across Canada. The other thing is the English language assessment. You have to pass IELTS examination, IELTS General, in order to submit your application towards any program, including this one. We don't yet know what level of English is needed specifically by Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, Regional Immigration, but that would be probably from 5.0 IELTS till higher 6 and 7, depending on the skill level and depending on the demand of the employer. So the thing that you need to do is to start preparing to your IELTS exam. You have not done that so far, please do it, and then monitor the website to find out what level of language specifically you need, because sometimes you need very small level, very low knowledge of language according to your profession, and sometimes you will need quite high skills in English. Another thing is finding the employer. So how can you find the employer? The website of each city that participates in Ontario Regional Immigration Pilot will provide you with the vacancies available in the city. Be very attentive, because in the majority of cases, the vacancies that you will see out there, they are not only for you as people that are located outside Canada, as job seekers outside Canada willing to immigrate and start working at these positions in these cities of Ontario, but this website and vacancies are open for everyone. And in the majority of cases, the government and the employers will consider first those people that are already in Canada on study permit, on a work permit, whatever. They first have to consider, according to Canadian legislation, those that are already residents of Canada. And if they don't find the specific qualifying personnel in here in Canada than they address to the outsourcing from other countries. So for example, in some cities you will find the vacancies of a lawyer or a registered nurse, for example, or a licensed physician. That doesn't mean that you qualify, and that doesn't mean that the employer will consider a person that doesn't have a license in Canada to perform the duties connected with an occupation. So if you see something licensed, this is something that is used only in consideration of the applicants inside Canada. So you have to pay your attention and submit your applications and resumes to the vacancies and to the jobs that are not licensed, not regulated. For example, any kind of assistants, technicians, trade skills, carpenters, roofers, mechanics, computer programmers, for example, information systems, technologies, and stuff like that. You should avoid any kind of engineering, medical area if it is licensed, except those that are assistants or something that are not licensed on this occasion. And you should be very attentive. Moreover, it is a good idea to send an email to the employer that you think is good for you and ask whether he does consider the applicants from outside Canada. And if he tells you that he considers everyone, then it's a good idea to submit then your CV and your cover letter to this employer. If he tells you that he considers only people inside Canada, then there is no sense to send him anything, okay? Now, you should keep monitoring the website, and as long as they will post the information and details of each and every program, of each and every city's requirements, and the list of employers and job vacancies out there, you will have an opportunity to form a resume specifically for each application. You can submit as many applications to the employers as you want, actually, if you correspond and satisfy the requirements of the employer, but you have to be very specific in why you have chosen this employer. If you see that you do not qualify for that program, that's okay, because Canada now has more than 80 immigration programs and streams, and there most probably is something out there for you, for sure. So the one pathway is that you open Google and find the pathway that is good specifically for you by reading all possible programs and pathways through the official website and governmental website of Canada. Otherwise, you can also contact the immigration consultant like us, and we will do the evaluation of chances for you and provide you with a full written and oral consultation regarding what chances you have, what program is more or less optimal for you, and what should be done to improve your chances. So, we hope this information was useful. When we find out more information and when the program of Ontario Regional Immigration Pilot is to be launched, we will inform you for sure about that. You can keep monitoring our website and our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.